We want to turn now to the legal side of all of this. There are a lot of legal questions surrounding this case. Dave Ehrenberg is a state attorney for Palm Beach County, Florida, and he is joining us live tonight. Dave, good to see you again. You've heard kind of the latest in the case, now the dad's involvement in this search. I think the overarching question is, are these parents in legal jeopardy at this point?
Yeah, good evening, Marnie. Good to be back with you. It's hard to say because we don't know all the facts. Now, to be arrested for being an accessory after the fact, you would have to have knowledge that Brian committed a crime, and then you would have to take actions to prevent his arrest or his punishment. And we just don't know what the parents know. Now, we can make an inference that they know because Brian came back without Gabby. They didn't tell anyone. They refused to communicate with Gabby's parents. And so it looks bad for them in the court of public opinion, but prosecutors are not going to file charges against them unless they have definitive proof that they can prove beyond a reasonable doubt that they were involved in some way in a crime.
It does make you wonder. I mean, it's been weeks since they were out there looking for their son, along with the FBI and all of these investigators. If at this point, is it possible they were promised immunity if they shared information, if they cooperated?
I don't think they were promised immunity. I think that their lawyer may have said to them, hey, go out and talk to the FBI. That's a bit of goodwill because the FBI probably distrusts them based on their silence up to this point. So this could help them avoid a charge of being an accessory after the fact. Interestingly, when they communicated with the FBI about Brian's whereabouts, according to reports, they refused to communicate with the FBI about anything to do with Gabby. So obviously that tells you something, but it's hard to know at this stage what their level of cooperation is with the FBI because the FBI handles these things in secret. All we know is what we saw on camera today. We saw the father go out there. It looks like they are worried about their son, but there are also some other things, like they didn't report their son missing for like 5 days. He went missing on Monday without his phone, without his wallet. They didn't report him gone until Friday. So that's suspicious in itself.
Right. And some of the dates started to not quite match up. And then we've seen this rift in the family, Dave. Brian Laundrie's sister, Cassie, came out on her lawn with her husband, talked to protesters. She said, I don't know where Brian is. I don't know if my parents are involved. She was even asked if she thinks Brian killed Gabby. And she said, I don't know. Having her come out and say what she said, how does that impact the case, the investigation, what the FBI is looking at?
It makes me believe Cassie a little bit that she went out and talked to a group of protesters without a lawyer. She's been cooperating from the beginning. She's referred to Gabby as Gabby. You remember when Gabby went missing, the parents issued a statement calling Gabby Miss Petito. That to me was a tell that they knew more. Now, as far as why the parents' lawyer why they're telling the parents not to communicate with Cassie, I think it's because the lawyer knows that there is no privilege to prevent the communications between the parents and their daughter from becoming public. The communications between the spouses are protected under the law. There's a spousal privilege in the law. So what they say to each other, the husband and wife, is protected from disclosure, but it's not the same thing for the stuff they tell Cassie. Cassie can tell all what she is told by her parents, and that's why the lawyer says, don't talk to your daughter.
That's right. And she's talking to the media. So the lawyer had a lot to say about that. Why do you believe that more serious charges have not been filed against Brian Laundrie at this point, weeks into this thing?
Prosecutors have a charge out there that will get him behind bars if and when he is caught. And so there's not a huge rush to charge him with murder, because once you charge him with that serious crime, then there are certain procedural rules in place. For example, you've got 180 days before you have to put him on trial for that case. That's a speedy trial rule. It's based on the Sixth Amendment to the Constitution. Also, there are rules that once someone is arrested, then the prosecutors have to file the charges within 30 days, or else that person goes free before trial without conditions. And so prosecutors want to slow these things down, whereas police want to rush it. Police want to find them, they want to arrest them, whereas prosecutors have other things they have to deal with.
I want to ask you about this search because, as you saw in Brian's report there, it seems to have intensified in the last couple of days. There's been more activity. Now we've got Dad out there in the search. Do you think that that indicates that they have found something that they're not yet sharing with us, or is this a way to throw Brian off?
No, I think they got a tip. They got some evidence that Brian was out there in that swamp at some point, and they are looking at it. They may have found a campsite or something, or else I can't imagine they would have brought the father out there. I don't think they're bringing the father out there to try to get him to talk against his attorney's will, because that's not what the FBI does. That's against their guidelines, and they don't want to jeopardize this case by breaking the rules, giving any chance to suppress evidence. So I think this was just about a tip. And it looks like he was there at some point, although I'm not sure if he's there right now. I think the person up in the Appalachian Trail may have something there. It looks like the FBI spoke to that witness for about 45 minutes today.
Yeah, he could be anywhere. Real quick, I'm out of time. Could they give any of the family members a polygraph at this point?
They can't require them to take a polygraph, but they could, the parents could volunteer it.
They could. All right, Dave, always good to see you. Appreciate your insight.